Is recorded. Okay, great. All right, so Roberta, I've read over your history form. I also have your prescription. I want to give you some advice on that. But what would be, in your words, maybe a sentence or two, the things that are bothering you the most, and what would be your goals and objectives?
One thing about that prescription, it was very recent. It was not the prescription that I'm not using the lenses that optometrist gave me because I asked him to make the same type of glasses that you had given me 20 years ago that I still use at night to drive with, but he added astigmatism correction without my permission.
See, I see that. Yeah, and a lot of astigmatism.
And
well, if you get that prescription, it's going to really, lock down your eyes.
I got it and he put them on. I had them on for like less than a minute and I was dizzy, disassociated, nauseous. I had to actually go get body work to try to fix what those glasses did to me. It's amazing. Anyway, we won't go into that. Yeah. That's why I'm here at the vision therapy. Okay. I was very excited to see it. But so, real quick.
Say more.
Well, I just, in October, I hit my head really hard, so I detached my retina and I got 3 tears and I had eye surgery. And then in December, there were aspects of it detaching again. So I had an in-office procedure with a laser. And my eye feels dry all the time and it's really blurry. The vision feels like it's relaxing a little bit with the animal chart and the lens to blur glasses again, but yet it's like the whole eye socket is dry.
And are you using any natural eye drops or castor oil or anything like that?
I don't know. I would love some advice on. I've been taking liposomal vitamin C.
Okay. So first of all, what I would say is you want to start lubricating your eyes during the day with some natural eye drops, and you can use different ones. Like you could do the 5%, my 5% MSM. You could also do the homeopathic eye drops. I think the best one on the market is the Optique eye drops, and I would probably be bathing the eye, every hour or two, because in the retina, if there's any dryness in the retina, because it's such a sensitive layer, sensitive tissue, there is more tendency for it to maybe disintegrate or pull away from the eyeball. And then in the evening, I would get yourself some hexane-free organic castor oil. Make sure your hands are washed, and then a couple of drops on your fingers, and then just very lightly massaging all around. The castor oil actually helps as a wound healer on the skin, and I call the retina kind of the inner skin of the eye. So you're doing it on the eyelids. Now the eyelids are the area where the dryness can occur if there's, some impediment in the tear production. So by putting the castor oil on there, you're going to have a really good moisturization situation. And, maybe you redo it in the morning. If you get a little bit in your eyes, no big deal, but you want to start with it on the eyelids. And that would be a safe place. So you're doing the eye drops during the day, you're doing the castor oil in the evening. If you're at all attracted to herbal compresses, you've got a whole list of them you could do that will lubricate your eyes, either eye bright tea, chamomile tea. Those would be good ones. You could do like rose petals. I had an herbalist who gave a presentation at one of my health summits, and those were the big 3 that she recommended. Now with the rose petals, she was actually doing an eye cup. So you make the tea and then you have a cup that you can buy and you just do it this way. And rose is one of the best things that you could use. If you're into essential oils, you could get a helichrysum hydrosol. That's a mist. And a company I use is Still Point Aromatics. So you get the helichrysum hydrosol and then you use that during the day as a spray as well. And helichrysum is an essential oil that heals the skin, and it again hydrates and moisturizes. Some other things to consider about this dryness, which I'm sure you've checked, would be your thyroid health, your adrenal health, maybe even boosting the fats and oils even more. 50% of the retina is the omega-3. I see you're taking some good
which
stuff.
is
Now the vitamin
which is why
A.
I added the omegas, the E and the A.
Hmm. Yeah. So, and you're doing, your probiotics and things like that. So there's that going on. And then I wonder on a functional level if your two eyes are working together. So I'd like to do a, a technique right now, if I could. So what I'd
Okay.
like you to do is cover your left eye, and everybody in the audience, you can do this as well. Cover your left. And what's the first thing that you see or feel when you cover your left eye? What's the first thing that comes to your surface?
For me, a little bit of apprehension,
Okay, and where do you feel that apprehension in your body?
kind of in the upper chest, throat.
Okay. So what I want you to do is just breathe into that area, amplify that area, and keep breathing into it, and just allow the energetic there to get bigger. And by going into it, it can release and see where it takes you next. Take maybe a few breaths, track it, and see where you go. So is it still in the throat? Is it moving anywhere?
I wouldn't say necessarily physically it has moved, but emotionally it has
Mm.
moved.
So
And
where is it moved emotionally?
it's more of a like a breathless panic.
Okay, all right. And so in that breathless panic, how old are you feeling? What's the
I
first age that comes up for you?
I actually think I might be still in utero.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It
So I
feels
want you
really
just to
dark.
breathe into that. Yep, just breathe into it. And you can either close your eye or keep it open, whatever feels better. And just be with it. Just meet it and see where it takes you. Breath and feeling the body are ways for you to stay anchored here, but allow that energetic to kind of move. So now what's happening?
Interesting. I feel like I see some light. I feel like I'm calming down, but I
Hmm.
feel like I'm all tangled up.
You're all tangled up. Your body is tangled up. What's tangled up?
It's like I'm wrapped in something. Um,
You're wrapped in something. And how old are you now?
Interesting. I hear two.
You're two. Okay, so now you've been born. You're out. You're two. And what's naturally what's a way that you would want to move either your body or your eye right now as the 2-year-old wrapped up? Is there any
Mm,
movement or any
there's a
kind of like
desire to move
mm,
forward into
do it, do it.
a
Just
little
move where
ball.
you're. Just do it. There we go. Yes. And when you do that, what do you feel?
I feel safer.
Okay, good. Just stay there. Just stay there. And go ahead and take your hand away from your left eye and close your eyes. And when you're ready, just check in how you're feeling now.
Sweating quite a bit.
Sweating quite a bit. There's a
Hmm.
lot of releasing going on here, as you can see. So just keep breathing into it. This is all great release and wonderful. Now, when you feel like you've come to kind of maybe a neutral place a little bit, or a place where things have calmed down a little, you can
Yeah,
open your eye. You can come back to posture. Come back and
I can feel a lot of releasing along my back,
yes, yes, yes.
and I can feel the kind of internal shaking.
Okay. So what I'm presenting today is an exercise for you and the entire group. And so everybody listen up. We're getting this recorded. What I want each person to do is in a quiet space, like I was doing here with Roberta, is that you're going to occlude one eye, the left eye, either through a patch, you can do it through a scarf. And then I want you to ask yourself the question, like I asked Roberta, what do you see and what do you feel? And just be aware of what comes to the surface. So we're using the eye as the entry point into the body to release what you're holding in the eye. And it may be I feel nothing. It may be I feel some tension in my throat, like what you were saying. And then the exercise becomes, can I go into it? Can I breathe into it? Can I just go into it? Can I meet it? And then see where I go, see where it takes me. So it's going to take some listening. Then I want you to bring an age to it. Well, how old are you feeling when you're feeling, say, this fear in my heart or, in my head or wherever it is? Just allow and listen. And just notice at that age, because a lot of eye problems actually start at conception or in utero. That's where the imprints start. The eyes are one of the oldest tissues of the body. I mean, they're one of the first to develop. So it's our scroll of history. Now we fast forward to you're an adult, you have this retina thing. The retina is part of that very early embryonic spiral, and it's very primal. It's very deep and old if we are open enough to access that level of the root. So you just keep going for a few minutes with that right eye, maybe move in a certain position. Maybe you want to lie on the floor. Maybe you want to get into a ball. You do it to a place where you become neutral. Okay, you might sweat. Who knows what's going to come up for you because each person is different. And then you uncover the eye and you look with both eyes. And you're going to notice that things are going to be a lot clearer and brighter, and you're going to feel more relaxed. And then you repeat this on the other side, where you cover that, sit in a chair. Again, what do I see? What do I feel? And just follow it. This is a somatic form, a body-centered form of the eye dialogue. It's the advanced version. The basic version is where you ask the age of each eye and are they married? And I'm going to send you those directions as well. So if this is too out there for you and you have no idea where to go with this, then just do the basic form of the eye dialogue. This is the advanced form, which is very mind-body centered. And Roberta, a couple of things. I would definitely not use this prescription. And if you do have the old numbers, send them to me. Okay, so do you have the glasses?
I do have the glasses.
Okay, then you got it. So you go to an optical place and you say, I want to make an appointment with my optometrist. They don't need to know. And he needs to know what's in those glasses. Can you write it down for me so I can send it to or give it to him?
Okay.
So they will give you what's in those lenses and then email it to me, and I'll be happy to write you that prescription because I don't remember the exact numbers, but I do remember that you got a non-astigmatism prescription and you were super happy about it. And that would be the way to go. Now, some other things to do. Screen time, blue blockers would be good. And, continually, maybe if it resonates with you, getting some cranial work. That we did some craniosacral there. That's what we were doing, except it was long distance and you were doing it and I was just guiding you. And make sure you get outside. Somebody asked a question today, well, I live in an area where we don't see the sun. Well, it doesn't matter. As long as you get outside, that counts, even if it's cloudy. And you're probably doing all that as well. I think the big thing that I would do if I were you is just really keep your eyes hydrated and lubricated with natural plant-based and non-preservative types of eye drops until that eye stops being so dry. Because if you keep it lubricated and wet, then you're reducing oxidative stress, inflammation, and the tissue have a chance to absorb the nutrients that you're giving yourself better. Some other things that you want to consider in your retina health diet would be things like alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, ginkgo, taurine, bilberry, curcumin. These are things you can get through foods or you can get through, however that works for you. Those are kind of the next level and layer of the retina nutrients. And we know the basic ones like vitamin A. And by the way, zinc is needed to absorb vitamin A. Healthy fats and oils, which you're doing, bilberry and lutein and zeaxanthin and astaxanthin. So if you do those things and you do the blue blockers and you do all of these things, keep in touch with me and let me know what's going on. There's also a digestive enzyme that dissolves scar tissue in the eye, and it's called serrapeptase. And it's an enzyme, serrapeptase. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the chat. And this enzyme sometimes I'll use it as a way to help people get rid of floaters. And also if they've had a lot of eye surgeries, because it dissolves scar tissue. The MSM eye drops also help dissolve scar tissue. Also the castor oil. So you want to move away from the side effects of the surgery and all the chemicals and anesthesia they used on you. So that would be one thing. And then I'm going to bring something else in, which is part of today, which is the color therapy. And so if you, I know I was kind of, with Ron, like, how do you take it in? I'm going to look, but if you're able to do the color therapy, I would work with the green color, the blue-green color, and the blue color, and maybe the violet color. You could spend 2 to 5 minutes bringing the color in. Now, you could do that with color therapy glasses, color therapy gels. You could even just visualize a color. And what I'm going to do with everybody is I'm going to send them one of my PowerPoints, which is just color slides. So I'll send that to everybody. You can put that on the computer and you can look at the color and then close your eyes and try to visualize it, try to imagine it. And pick the color that most resonates with relaxation and calmness. This would be for everybody. It may be the blue color, maybe the green color. Just as an aside, more of the red end of the spectrum, red, orange, yellow, is more stimulating. Green, blue, indigo, violet is more relaxing. When I was in the hospitals working and developing methods for traumatic brain injury, we were using the blue end of the spectrum and getting great results with that. And so that with any trauma, and we all have had trauma, whether it's physical, emotional, energetic, the blue end of the spectrum works really well at releasing trauma from the tissue. Again, studying trauma release and trauma work for many, many years, when we are traumatized, it creates a paralysis in that area of the body where we absorb the trauma. And so color therapy is a way to release the trauma from the tissue so we increase the energy flow. And the food that the retina needs the most is light and color. So you're bathing the retina in these colors. So anybody with retinal detachment or retina problems, the color therapy is really good. So I will send you the color gels and you're going to find out your prescription and you're going to send it to me so I can get you a reduced prescription that's not going to pull on the retina, and then get going on hydrating your eyes with these agents that I recommend, and then let me know how you're doing in a week or two. So do you have any other questions or comments? Go ahead.
I do actually. I'm out of the country. And so if there were a priority of the things that I could look for to really assist my eyes right now, because I won't be back in the US for another couple of weeks, what would it be?
Probably the castor oil massage, if you could get that. That you probably can get that out of country. And maybe and some natural homeopathic, even if it's Similicin. So those would be the two.
Okay. And then when I get back, maybe the MSM and the...
Then you can get the MSM. It's a little tricky to send them in. We can do it internationally.
Yeah. No, I know supplements of any kind, actually, international is difficult.
So just wait on that and just eat a rainbow diet, reduce your stress, get plenty of light into your eyes, and do the color therapy. So that would be the broad brush of what I would suggest. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, awesome. Great to see you, and yeah. You as well. So, okay. Let's go back to gallery. All right, who else wants to talk to me today? Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, Elizabeth. Okay. We'll do Elizabeth, and then we'll do Stefan. Remove the pin. So let me give you a pin here. So it'll be us. Wow, it's so good to see you. My God, it's been way too long. So yeah. Can you turn your volume up a little bit?
Sure.
Oh, there you are. Now I got you.
Okay.
Okay. So we've done tons of vision therapy with each other. What is it that's drawing you right now that I can help you with, Elizabeth?
Well, remember we did the two sticks where you put them together, and I had glasses on. You said put the two sticks together, and they weren't at all together.
Right. They
I
weren't all together. Yes.
that's depth perception, right? That's kind of messed up. My depth.
Yes, it's depth perception.
I'm
Exactly.
noticing it more in my life when I walk and the surface I'm walking on is uneven. I almost feel like I have to bend over to see how far away it is.
Wow.
So I'm definitely being
Hmm.
challenged with depth perception. My car is a little too big.
Okay.
I scratch it on the sides. I don't dent it, but I scratch it.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
definitely having spatial orientation issues,
Okay. All
especially
right.
with.
I have the answer. I have the answer for you. So first of all, I would like you to spend a few days using some kind of an occlusion over each eye, like the patch, or, again, you can use a scarf or something. I don't even know if you still have the patch.
Oh, I do. I have.
You do, okay. And what I want you to do with the patch, so this is going to be for everybody now, is I want you to wear the patch for, there's two ways to do this. One is to do it where you've got a time space where you can spend, say, 10 minutes total, where you're spending 5 minutes covering the left eye and walking around where you live, exploring, also spending a little bit of time going internal, maybe doing the basic eye dialogue or the more advanced somatically driven. That might be great for you, because I know you've done a lot of, somatic exploration, kind of like continuum. And so and if you're going to do that, Elizabeth, I'd even do it on the floor where you're patching the left eye and just allow your body to move through the right eye, to explore through the right eye. And then after a few minutes, take the patch off, get a check-in with both eyes, and then patch the right eye and do the same exploration with the left eye. So again, for anybody that wants to get on the floor, to start maybe on your back, or, this would be an earlier age appropriate experience where it may bring up an earlier age in your life, and then do the same kind of somatic exploration with the left eye. And really don't mute yourself. Don't suppress yourself in making sound, making movement, looking around, sitting up, lying down. So in other words, really give your body full permission to go into that space of, what do I really want to do when I patch my left eye and when I patch my right eye? So you've got that, and then you've got the exploration. Then the second thing, after you've done that for a few days, I'm going to send each person a paper that's got a set of jelly beans on it. And you probably remember this one, Elizabeth. This is the magic eye, the 3D picture. And so what you're going to do is you're going to get the jelly bean picture downloaded, and I want you to print it out. It can either be on a color printer or a black and white. The picture works for both. You've printed it out, and now this is my jelly bean picture. I put it up to my nose like this, and I imagine myself looking through the paper. I start pushing it out, and I keep imagining looking through the paper, and then I'm looking at the spaces between the jelly beans, and what's going to happen is the jelly beans are going to pop. There's going to be a three-dimensional shift. So then at that point, you're introducing to the mind, brain, eyes, the three-dimensional depth perception. And so we know in neuroplasticity that if we introduce the way we're supposed to see, the pathways, the tracks, even if there's been trauma or toxicity, that we do this for a few minutes. And we do it where I'm moving it out, I'm moving it up. So I got the 3D. I could even do it standing up, balancing, walking. So the idea is I'm introducing this three-dimensional pattern to my brain and my eyes, but I'm cleaning things out with the eye dialogue or the eye patch first, and then spend a few minutes a couple times a day. I would do it where you're looking down, because that's been an issue for you, the 3D. Wherever you're getting the 3D, issue, move that jelly bean in that area of gaze. Over time, I can't predict, but over time, it's going to turn on both eyes again. And because we've worked together, that track has been stimulated, and then report to me next week and see if things are a little more stable in your. So I will send everybody, including you, the jelly beans picture with a set of directions. And then those would be the two things I would work on to regain your stability and your orientation around your vision. I know you can get it back actually if you kind of plug back into it.
Okay, good.
So do you have any questions or comments about that?
Not about that. I have other questions.
Okay, fire away.
We talked about birth trauma last time, and I was
Yes.
a month premature, and my lungs, and nobody saw it. I ended up in an incubator for 2 weeks. So just for the birth trauma part of it. I love the MSM drops so much that when I went on a trip and forgot them, I just almost went hysterical because I love them.
Oh my.
And I promise to never not take them again. I went on to the 15%. I'm just getting them soon. Does that make a difference? 5 or 15?
Well, the 15% is a little more therapeutically driven in opening up your circulation.
Okay. Well,
The thing you have to manage is it's going to sting or burn for a few seconds. That's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
So it's, if you have any residual floaters, if you have any, blurriness, fatigue, redness, the MSM is by far packs a stronger, influence than the 5%. If you do get the stinging, and again, this goes for anybody, just put a drop in the corners with your eyes closed and then just, massage it in that way. If the stinging is even more, you can put a couple of drops on a wet cloth and use it as a compress to get you used to it. But it's definitely the gold standard around circulation and getting rid of floaters, building collagen. So you should be fine with it.
I don't have any floaters anymore. I used to, and they're gone.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, exactly. I wanted the birth trauma. I want to, the secret word, and this is for anybody, is oxytocin. OXYTOCIN. And one of my colleagues, her name is Sue Carter, PhD. She has published a lot of research on oxytocin. We actually were together at a seminar where I was presenting. She's in Florida now. But when you're taken away from mom and you're put in an incubator, you don't get that oxytocin rush. And so it's the pleasure hormone, it's the love hormone. It would be good for you to study, Elizabeth, as a way to bridge and heal that birth trauma. Another way to do that would be, how can I bring oxytocin into my life? What is it? How do I, access it? That would be a good next step for you in the birth situation.
That sounds good.
Anything else?
Read kind of on a regular basis, and I'm not sure. Maybe the 15% will help with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. You could also do the evening castor oil. You could also consider maybe doing a 2-week stint of, say, milk thistle as a liver cleanse, or, doing even a deeper cleanse if you want. We're coming into springtime, so doing a intermittent fast or, something like that, depending on what's comfortable. Because the eyelids represent the stomach and the spleen, acupuncture-wise. So when there's redness, there's usually some stomach digestive issue, whether it's a hordeolum, a chalazion, conjunctivitis. So that's why sometimes, doing a cleanse or, working with the stomach meridian, working with the gallbladder or the liver, actually clears up all the eyelid issues. So that's the connection.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I'd like to get you my prescription, and I think we
Okay.
had some glasses before, but I'm not sure I can find them anymore. So
Just email it to me and what you want, and I'll be happy to do it for you.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, thank you. All right, we're going to bring Stefan up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Come on up. Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Great.
We have time right now. I would rather go next week, so we actually have time because we have 8 minutes. That feels a little
Well,
short.
that's okay. We can go over because I started late. So I'm very generous here around that. So
Right.
since we have you on, however long it takes. So don't
Okay.
worry about it.
Okay, great. Well, I just emailed you my question. So I can actually, we worked together, that was, I guess, 3 years ago. And then I did send you 2 frames, and then you sent me back blurry glasses and the prescription. I had the numbers from the eye doctor, and then you gave me, you called it homeopathic glasses.
Yes, I did. I did.
Yeah, the number were,
Okay. I have your email right here.
yeah. And then I did like those glasses. I lost them. I got lost in the shuffle.
The homeopathic?
Yeah, the
Okay.
homeopathic.
So I can send you a prescription for them. Let me just bring everybody up to speed. What a homeopathic prescription is that it's a very, very tiny, minuscule magnification lens. And it's not something that you can readily get from an eye doctor because they don't know about it. It's not based on reading the eye chart. It's not based on an optical defect. Now, to qualify to get the homeopathic glasses, you basically have to start out with no prescription in your eyes. So if you're nearsighted or you're farsighted, then the homeopathic glasses don't work for you. The other way we do that is maybe reducing your prescriptions, whether you're farsighted or nearsighted. So if you've got a prescription that you've been wearing, then this doesn't apply to you. But in this prescription, it's very soft, it's very minimal, but it opens up the peripheral vision and it brings the light into the eyes in a very equal distribution. And in doing that, it's so relaxing. And so it's really a great vision improvement technique. So I can definitely send you that. Say more. Yeah.
No, that's the question. Like because what you said is you gave me a lower number in the prescription. Is that then different than the homeopathic?
I see.
Process?
Well, so what is your, do you wear a prescription for distance?
No, I don't. Like my reading is blurry. My far side is good. So is that
so this is homeopathic. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. It's only if you wear a prescription for distance. Then the homeopathic might be different. But yeah, it's a very small magnification lens. Now, I wouldn't have the expectation that you're going to be able to read as well, say with a stronger magnifier. It's more of changing how the light is coming into your eyes, and it creates a relaxation in your nervous system.
Okay,
but
so it's lower prescription number or the homeopathic glasses?
The prescription would be like a plus 0.50. That's kind of usually what we suggest or recommend. But if you've got any paperwork or anything, send it to me and we can double check it.
Okay. Yeah, the right eye is more blurry than the left eye. So then numbers.
We're balancing. Yeah. So if it's a homeopathic, I make the prescription the same in each eye to encourage both eyes to work together. And it's an exercise lens. So it's not a lens that you get that it's going to make things clearer necessarily. It's more of an exercise. It's a stimulation that's bringing you back into balance. So if you've got the numbers or you've got some record of it, then we can confirm.
What do I do for reading and for my woodworking?
So that's a good question. What I recommend at that point is take whatever you need to read with to the drugstore.
Yeah.
And start looking through magnification and find the least amount of magnification without straining and squinting that you're allowed to see things comfortably.
Okay.
And that would be what you want to start out with in terms of using.
Okay.
And then
would I send you a frame and you would make me?
No, you could just buy it. You would just buy it there.
Well, how about my right and my left eye is different?
So again, if you correct the eyes for different, then you're going to reinforce the difference.
Okay.
So what I find works better is to find something that with both eyes open, so you're not just testing each eye by itself, with both eyes open with the same lenses, what's going to give you the most comfortable clarity, and that will therapeutically be the best thing for you to encourage your right eye to start matching the left eye. So it's moving you in a direction
Okay.
of integration. That's the technique that works really well. Because if we correct one eye differently than the other, then you're going to be stuck in that. You're
Got it.
never going to bring your right eye forward.
Okay. Why did I send a frame 3 years ago to you and you made me one?
I don't know. So if you've got the records, that's what I'm going to need to help you with it. I don't know that answer.
The right eye is like, it's slightly irritated and water is in the end of the day.
So what I think is happening is your right eye is doing more of the work than the left eye. That's why it's blurrier and it's more irritated. So you would qualify to do some of the eye patch work
Okay.
that I suggest.
Yeah.
And just explore it. And you're going to notice over time that when you take the patch off, say the right eye after you've patched it, it's going to be really balancing, like giving the left eye more, more juice. But I would do both eyes because it's also the left eye is receding. And the two best ways to do that would be using the eye patch, like I've laid out with the other two people, and then the jelly bean exercise. That's going to educate your two eyes to work together. So I'll be sending you that chart with some directions. But that's a physical therapy exercise that encourages your two eyes to work together.
What about the color therapy for me?
So I'm going to send you the slides, and I think intuitively pick the color that brings you the most peace and calming.
Okay.
And work with that one first.
Yeah.
And then you can start doing, some of the other colors. So I think you choose it based on what's going to feel the best to you.
Okay. What about any eye drops for me? Is that helpful?
Well, homeopathic eye drops would be fine to use. You might be able to get something like the Simaliacin drops where you live, or the Optique, and maybe doing the castor oil massage in the evening.
Yeah.
Or if you're in herbs, do an herbal compress over the eyes. So any of that would be, open for you. It might really help the irritation recede in the right eye by doing that.
Okay. So what I hear is, so the main thing would be glasses, that they are the same prescription in the lowest number, and so I can actually read and don't strain my eye, because that's what
Correct.
it looks like. The right eye is actually working.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah.
So that is going to be really positive for you to get that, because it's going to reduce the strain.
Yeah.
But it's going to encourage your two eyes to work together by giving you the same lens. It works really well.
You did send me 3 years ago, so I sent you 2 frames and the other one were blurry. Shall I use them?
If you have them, you could certainly use them, sure. And again, I think that was in our last recording, but basically what I would do is, in a place where you're not having any demand, sit in a chair, look out with your vision, and then put the blurry glasses on for a minute and go into the blur. You could even do each eye separately. And then when you take them off, it's going to give you more clarity. Yeah, I mean, since you're in this process with me now, the more you can put into your eyes therapeutically, the faster you're going to see results.
Is that a minute to 5 minutes for the blurry glasses?
I would say 1 minute on and off, and do it 3 times. So it's a short interval, a minute on, take it off for 10, 15 seconds, and then do it again. So do it 2 or 3 times, so it allows your eye to go more deeply into the blur. Okay. You'll get more out of it.
And that's a lot of exercises. Is that all these exercises every day?
Well, it depends on your lifestyle and what you can put into it. Basically, you want to interrupt your current habit that's creating the deterioration.
Yeah.
So all of these exercises are set up to create an obstacle for you to get out of the status quo. So do what you can, do maybe a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the evening. Anything you do is going to create improvement.
Okay, great.
You know that because when we worked together 3 years ago, what I gave you helped you.
Yes.
So now it did. So now you're going to get another round of it and be able to go more deeply into holding the results.
Okay.
So whatever you can do is good.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, send me any more questions. I'll look at your email and we'll go from there. All right. So I've got some homework that I'm going to be sending you: the color gels, the slides, the jelly beans exercise, and the directions. And there may be some other videos and things I'll see based on what I talked about today. If you're going to enter the color therapy, again, do it in a way that you want to receive and internalize. Can I digest it? Can I imagine it? Can I feel it? And, again, for some people, that's really hard to do. And I get that. So just look at the color softly and see what that does for you on a regular basis. What I can say what the color therapy does is it stimulates the retina to engage more when you have different colors coming into the photoreceptors. And that's valuable because stress and habits tend to start to shut down the photoreceptors in the retina. And that's why when we go to the eye doctor, things are blurry. What they're doing is they're giving a prescription that's reinforcing what we're doing to ourselves. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's the symptom-based approach. So that's why people's eyes get worse and worse and their prescriptions get stronger. And then they start developing, other eye pathologies, cataracts, glaucoma, macular degeneration, dry eye, blepharitis, on and on. All these eye diseases are based on the fact that we're not oxygenating and hydrating our eyes properly. And so if we can learn to oxygenate and hydrate, by the way, the color therapy is another way that oxygenates and hydrates. What we did this morning with Roberta, that created a lot more oxygenation and hydration. What I recommended for Elizabeth. So I think that's the state of affairs for today. So what I would suggest is get the recording. If you need to watch it again, keep going with these exercises. I'm open to your questions and comments, so please do that. I'll either answer them during our session time or on my social media feed, all of them, Facebook, Instagram, podcasts, and whatever. So I guess that's it. All right, everybody, I wish you well. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week, same time.